So today I want to talk about the Polar Ignite 3 fitness watch. As a very casual unfit user, so here we have a leather band because I bought this version. It's actually quite plasticky and it looks very cheap, so I never really use this one. And then it included these silicone bands, 2 sizes here. Okay. So I put on my own leather band here. This is always on display, and my actual display looks like this. Now, if you want to change the display, we could click on the crown. So several options: start training, serene. This is just like breathing activities, timers, tests, and here we go, settings. Then we could look at the watch face. So we have different layouts. You can add more information if you like, but let's go for our original layout, which is this one. Cool. And then background, you could change it so you can see different options here. Let's go for something, interesting. Okay. And then we can change our color. Let's go for maybe this yellow. Cool. And then we can add information here. Logo, if you want that. Date, activity, steps, heart rate, calories. Okay, let's go for weather. You can add this week summary. Oh my god, kind of embarrassing. A lot of options here. Alright, so I'm going for the weather. So let's do that. And then that's it. And then we are gonna be ready with our design. Cool. Now, let's take a look. So for my setting, I chose to put just 3 views. So you can do left and right. So let's say we want to control the music, right?
Sometime, get my honey come back. Sometime I'm on a red blackjack. Sometime I get a hump in my back. Sometime I'm going over here.
So that's that. This is my favorite interface. So you can see the temperature, and the hand actually points to almost 6 o'clock here. So obviously it's gonna go this way as the day goes by. So if you want to add more stuff, you could. So let's see. So you could do go back to your settings, and you can add views. That's where you add a lot of things here. You can add all of them if you like. So I'm just gonna keep it like that. I bought this watch because I wanted a timer, or a countdown timer rather. So let's scroll down. So we have this countdown timer option. Let's say we can put 2 hours as our timer. This is handy for cooking, etc. Then we can add alarm. I'll add an alarm here. So let's say this one. Okay. So I think the benefit of this is it's gonna vibrate on your wrist, and I think it might be more effective than a general kind of alarm. Right. That's done. Right, so we have both the alarm and the timer on. Then you have different options. So you could do a flashlight here, which is just like a bright white screen, and not much. I don't really use it. Cool. Now, another reason I bought this watch is its size. So first of all, let's take a look. It has a very slim profile, and I think this is the only one on the market so far that is completely flat here without like a bump on the sensor part. So that's pretty good. and let's take a look. And here is where you would charge. So my nitpicky bit is just that it uses a USB-A for charging. So you have to plug it here and then you charge it. That's it. Let's take a look at how big it actually is. Here you go. This is my wrist, which is 14.5 centimeters in circumference, and it looks pretty big, and this is actually one of the smaller ones on the market. So I chose this one because it is not gigantic. I believe the height is about 43 millimeters and the thickness is 9.5 millimeters. We can compare with some other options here. So we have the Polar Ignite 43, 9.5, and 21 grams. These are the other ones for you to see. I'm gonna include this in my comment section. Okay, so the thinnest one actually is a Samsung Galaxy, which is 8.6. However, you can see that the Polar one is the only one that's completely flat. For me, this is important because I did try the Garmin watch, which you can feel the bump. So I think the other ones you can feel the bump as well. So that's pretty much it in terms of the form factor. Let's take a look then at the actual, I guess, training part. I don't really use this, but this is what it's like. So you can add a bunch of exercises here. I go for walking the most. So let's do walking. And then you just click. And then it's going to vibrate. And then it's going to start recording. It's going to record, show your heart rate, etc. So the gray zone is zone 1, heart rate. And then you have 5 zones. The red one means your heart rate is very, very high. So we're going to stop recording, paused, and then we can recording continued, or we can just stop altogether. So we finish. Cool. So that's the we're not going to save. That's our training. What else do we have? As I said, you could do the breathing exercise. You could do timers here as well. So you do have alarm, stopwatch, countdown timer. And then you could go for tests. I've only done it once. So it's pretty good. It's pretty minimalistic, pretty good for my use case. Obviously, you can find more reviews online. One complaint I have is when I'm wearing it, I don't have the always on display. And if you want to see the time, you do have to click on the crown all the time. And also, I don't like that the crown is on the left, which means I would normally wear it on my right wrist, which is fine. Other than that, it's a pretty nifty, minimalistic watch. You can make it very minimalistic. In terms of like accuracy, I do check my steps, and I compare it with a Garmin watch, and I think it's consistently about 1,000 steps more than a Garmin, but it is consistent. So I guess that's all you need if you want to see the trend, etc. So that's it. Let me know if you got questions. That's it. Thanks.